Now let's move on to the big storyline of the day, the circus in New York. The Jets quarterback situation sinks to a new low. It's completely befitting of what played out on the field. I'll say this for the Jets. It took a long time for this quarterback storyline to truly turn into a circus, but man, oh man, did we make up for lost time. Like I said, the game itself was the catalyst. Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian both got a chance to play for the Jets against Atlanta on Sunday. I know the weather was bad. I know there was a driving rain, but they complete 50% of their passes. The Jets fail to score a touchdown for the fourth time in 5 weeks. They lose 13-8, and you're probably like, oh, they scored a touchdown and went for 2 and didn't get it. No. Field goals and safeties, man. That's what's happening in Jets land right now. Field goals and safeties. They have the 3rd worst scoring offense in the NFL. That's all bad enough, but it's very normal for bad teams, especially when you get into December. These types of things happen when you're starting to see the season slip away. Just ask the New England Patriots. But the story takes a turn for the surreal on Monday morning when Diana Rossini and Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic report that the Jets want to turn back to Zach Wilson, their former number 2 overall pick, who they've benched 2 weeks ago. The only problem? Zach Wilson reportedly is apprehensive about starting again, possibly due to injury concern. Next up comes the report that Aaron Rodgers has reached out to Zach Wilson to talk him into taking the starting job back. Hey, man, this might actually be a bad look for you if you don't do this. Maybe you should start for the New York Jets. Maybe I know it's terrible out there, but maybe you should do this. Later on in the day, as all of this news is circulating, Robert Saleh meets with the New York media and says that if Zach Wilson was hesitant to play, he wouldn't be here. He adds that he just met with Zach Wilson, and Wilson wants to play this week against the Houston Texans, but Saleh hasn't made a decision about who the starter will be. That's where it stands as of Tuesday, at least. But knowing New York media, knowing what happens up there, who knows how long that'll be the case. I want to start with this. I don't have a problem buying a single word of this. I'm old enough to remember when Diana Rossini reported that Aaron Rodgers had a list of guys he'd like to play with, turned into a whole thing called a wish list. Aaron Rodgers said it was BS. He said, I would never make any demands of the Jets. I would never force them to sign guys. That's never what the report said. It said that Aaron Rodgers had a list of guys he would like to play with if he joined the New York Jets. And lo and behold, weeks after this, the Jets wound up signing Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb, 2 of the guys who were on the alleged list. I trust the information that comes out of that market. I trust Diana's information in this case. But honestly, regardless of what's happening, who's talking to who behind the scenes, this is just the most egregious example of a situation that's slowly, I'll admit, but slowly been heading off the rails ever since Aaron Rodgers got hurt all the way back in week 1. The Jets spent all season opting not to truly do anything about their quarterback situation. Weekly updates on Rodgers' potential return to the lineup at some unforeseen date is basically as close as the Jets ever got to truly doing something. No trade for Josh Dobbs, which seems to have worked pretty well for the Minnesota Vikings. Not even a Joe Flacco, who played better in a loss for Cleveland this week than anything that's happened to the New York Jets in at least a month and a half. And by the time they got tired of Zach Wilson, it's too late to do anything to truly upgrade it. And you're stuck with the likes of Tim Boyle, another Aaron Rodgers addition, and eventually Trevor Siemian. As bad as Wilson might have been, it's been so much worse since he left the lineup these last 2 games. On one hand, it's Zach Wilson's job to play football, so that's probably what he should do if the team asks him to, especially if he wants to make an impression on any other teams, because at some point, like, his future in New York is done. Obviously, we'll see where the rest of this season goes. I don't see a long-term future for Zach Wilson with the New York Jets, but if he gets one last chance to start, he should probably take it. At the same time, I don't blame him if he doesn't love being asked to try and salvage what's left of this season after being very publicly benched for a second straight year. Like, I get it. I understand why that might rub you the wrong way. No idea where this goes. But my main takeaway is that it was always delusional to think the Jets could hold the rope long enough for anything regarding Aaron Rodgers to make sense. But I definitely didn't see it getting this strange.